Remakes in the horror gaming genre have been pumping out like crazy. The future of them, however, is unknown, but at the same time, more will probably release due to how well received they are, from Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Dead Space, and many more. But I do want to talk about Resident Evil since, obviously, this is an RE channel. And a particular remake that could honestly have the first reactions of Silent Hill 2 maybe. What I mean by that is you see the reveal trailer and you don't have much faith or whatever. This, in my opinion, is the only potential remake for that to happen. But then again, Capcom has been knocking it out of the park with not just their remakes but their games as well. There's obviously a few odd ones out, of course. As you guys know in the thumbnail, it's another remake of RE1. Let me just put this out there for some of you uneducated fans, because I don't mean to sound rude, but let me say it now. I've gotten some comments, and even around the internet here and there, I see it in general. Resident Evil 1 did not get a remake in 2014. The remake happened in 2002 on the Nintendo GameCube. The remake got a remaster in 2014. I said it really slow for a reason. Anyways, let's get into it. Resident Evil 1 Remake is still arguably known as the best remake in the franchise, but either way set the standard of what a remake should truly do, not taking anything away and adding more from the original and overall just making everything better. Now it's a weird conversation about the likes of this game getting a modern remake again. It's kinda confusing to begin with. You have one side saying that it doesn't need one because it already has one and worrying about the fact of cut content. But to be honest with how 4 Remake turned out to be, in my honest opinion, I don't think worrying about it should be a thing again, at least for me. The first remake will be there and is preserved. It's on PC and any other console you can name since its release. Also, I think Capcom has learned from their cut content with 3 Remake, and I believe if they remake this game again, the same care and passion will be just like 4 Remake, if not better. I don't believe Capcom will not want to fumble it, especially that this is the entry that got everything started. The fandom and its popularity is increasing as days go by, and eventually they'll play this game, and they might have their nitpicks. One of them, which is obvious, is the fixed camera angle, even though they'll most likely get used to it. But to be real with y'all, if they remake this game, you gotta treat it as a love letter. Is there a way to cater to new fans or your diehard ones at the same time? There honestly might not be. You can't satisfy everyone with remakes, even though some people are starting to turn on them a slight bit, but I might be seeing too many negative reviews on recent horror remakes from some people. But what can you do? We know if this game does happen, which it will, it's just a matter of when, it'll be featured in the REX engine. Thinking about the Spencer Mansion in that engine alone would be fucking breathtaking. I genuinely think the atmosphere would be top notch, and we obviously know the third person camera would be a thing. But if there was ever a possibility to where you can include all 3 main RE cameras to ever exist, I'd be so happy with that. Because if any RE game deserves that treatment, it's this game in particular, even though that would probably take a lot of development time. If you are sending a love letter to your fan base that's been around for 30 years, the best way you can make them happy is to not cut anything at all. You gotta give this game the RE1 Remake treatment, it's just how do you do it since you already did that before. Maybe like RE2 Remake where you have the Force Survivor and Ghost Survivors. Make a mode where you are George Trevor and try to escape the mansion and succumb to your death, and witness what Spencer was doing to your daughter. Something like that would be insane in my opinion. Soundtrack or sound design in general is going to be a key thing without a doubt. RE1's 2002 sound design is literal peak, so you have to replicate that and maybe they can do it. The major thing I think we can all agree on that the originals completely destroyed the remakes on is the soundtracks, the modern ones at least. And there's gotta be one that can compete with the original one. I haven't seen that yet in my opinion. Now we know the 30th anniversary of RE is going to be on its way really soon. I always thought that they would remake this game in 2026, which does make sense, but I don't really see it happening anymore. I know there were rumors saying it was going to happen, but I just don't believe them anymore, unfortunately. I think Capcom is going to remake as many RE games as they can, and I don't see the problem with it because the originals for Capcom are going to be there. I can't say the same for Silent Hill fans, but you get the point. There's some games where it'll be a challenge to remake, and if they ever plan on making this one, I think without a doubt it'll be harder than 4 Remake to accomplish. Maybe there can be some other ways you can incorporate RE0 into the story a lot more when you play as Chris and help Rebecca and all that, but I hope that gets remade too. Also with 4 Remake, it helped build up Wesker to the new audience for the eventual RE5 Remake, and 1 along with Code Veronica are obviously the main games to help set it up. I know he's in 0, but he barely is. Maybe there is a side of fans that are completely done with remakes, and I do have another video talking about that cooking up. And it's not just about RE remakes in general, it's about all of the recent horror remakes we have gotten. And when I make that video and upload it, you'll get the understanding as to why. But let me know your thoughts. Do you believe sometime in the next 5 years or something that RE1 gets another remake? And if so, what do you want to see? Be sure to leave a like on this video to help it reach the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the near future, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out, and much love.